Can you tell me anything about the situation in the settlement?
Matriarch's mercy is brimming beyond capacity with those cast out by war. But we of the Order rise to every challenge and continually strive to better our guests' existence. Why, I, for instance, have availed my predictive methods to our refugee neighbors in the area.
So you lack any substantial way to aid the refugees?
There's nothing more practical than improving lives now, is there? We've offered the displaced access to our weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions. Engagement is admittedly rather low, but at least one member of the camp reports he has benefited from them greatly.
One person here will swear by the Order's predictive method.
One of our recent guests, Rollo Nast, has received multiple personalized order predictions. I believe he could speak to the effectiveness of our ways firsthand. If my own humble assertions are not enough, I trust his attestations would convince you, and perhaps other members of the displaced as well.
How does the Order predict the future?
We utilize a mix of proprietary research methods to gather as complete a data set as possible and advanced calculations using well-honed models to effectuate it. None of us predict events with complete accuracy or absolute detail. We'd need to solve the universal equation to do that. Fortunately, we're all working very hard on that problem. The Department of Predictive Analysis provide weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions to help steer our followers' paths.
Your little department does what now? Oh, so you tell everyone in the Order what to do.
More what to watch out for. Advisement on adhering to the plan. Forecasts of probabilistic dangers. Elements of larger predictions made relevant to groups and individuals. The Department of Predictive Analysis is mainly populated by seers like myself, who represent the Order's most talented mathematicians. After years of study, some can predict events a few seconds or minutes into the future with reasonable precision. Others can estimate with up to 71.1% accuracy several months out. Of course, predictions have grown more difficult with the loss of the archive, but I am not to speak of that with an outsider. No offense.
So weekly prognosis reports and personalized order prediction differ?
The former are generalized forecasts for groups or settlements. The latter are more specialized to individuals and take far more time to calculate. Usually some are handled by one of the more senior seers in a region, but with Seer Wiley's days taken up advising the abbots and other things, this responsibility falls to me. Regrettably, I have built up a bit of a sizable backlog.
Is this a predictory? I expect more of a desk.
True, my situation does lack a certain refinement. Regrettably, this is Matriarch's mercy. We all must do the best we can with limited means. Well, I do believe you're needed elsewhere. Farewell.
What prediction? Plasma beam caster shock barrel. Okay. Here's an easy acronym. Fine. Yeah, I don't mind the weapon stuff, but like the armor, not so much.
try not to deviate from the norm.
You know, you strike me as someone with a very small body of published work.
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Ridge. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability?
No time for that. Groot said you can help me out, help one another out.
Yes, the presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, due to our need for compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Ridge?
In a word, revenge. I'm hunting a woman who nearly killed me. Augustine de Vries.
De Vries? Now, why does that name ring familiar? Landon, do you recall a De Vries?
I don't generally concern myself with passers through. If this De Vries was not a member of the Order, then it's unlikely we ever exchanged maths.
She's not with the Order, but one of her associates is. Victor Clemens.
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse.
A friend of the trader I'm after said she and Victor had a secret contact within the Order.
And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the Enray Range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution.
What exactly is Victor working on this Enray Range that's so important?
What business is it of yours?
Let's not be unfriendly. The agent's only curious. Obviously, Victor's work has something to do with N-rays, but beyond that, I haven't a clue. More of that pesky compartmentalization, I'm afraid. Besides the highly caustic Serenium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay.
Are those the same cultists that worship the Rift?
Indeed. They began showing up with their inane theories prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate. Always starts small, doesn't it? Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation.
The planetary object beneath the desk. The berries bounce followed a predetermined order. No different.
Glad we're on the same page. Now, how can I help return the favor?
No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Auntie's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate?
Every moment.
Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency.
I'm an agent of the Earth Directorate. What more do you need to know?
Earth Directorate agent is just a title. I'd seek to know who you are beyond that bit of headline.
I'm no one. I just have an annoying habit of being in the right place at the right time.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend. But the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace.
Just checking. You're sure the order didn't intentionally attack Auntie's choice?
Most assuredly not. It would eliminate the entire point of the ceasefire. Please convey that fact to whomever you speak with.
You're supposed to be helping me. Why am I doing all the work?
And here I was under the impression that investigating crime and injustice was primarily what Earth Directorate agents do.
He's got us there, Commander.
At any rate, I trust whatever's uncovered over the course of this investigation will serve as compensation enough.
Thanks for the lead. I'll look into all this.
I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
I have a few questions before I leave.
Illuminating the path to true erudition is an abbot's moral duty. Whatever I can tell you, I will.
I noticed you refer to Wiley as a seer. What is that?
A calling for those with a greater than average talent for mathematics and computation, particularly in the field of predictive analysis.
Fancy way of saying you can predict the future?
Yes.
Seer Wiley is being too modest about his contributions. Many in the Order
Ow.
rely on seers for their indispensable counsel.
Pick my
I
freaking
myself
desk.
would be lost without mine.
Having someone who can predict the future certainly seems to be handy with a war on.
Oh, indeed. I needn't educate you on what you can see with your very eyes. There is a great deal of pressure on me to navigate what is a rather novel situation. Without Wiley, I dare say our predicament here would be even more precarious. Many lives depend on him, on us both. Why, Matriarch's mercy would not be the refuge it is without his predictions shepherding its development.
So your friends, colleagues?
Both, I should hope. We've been collaborating for many years, and, plan willing, for many more to come. Especially given how very uncertain life in the colony has become.
What's the story with that giant statue outside?
That is a statue of the matriarch, Alexandra Varick, Arcadia's founder and for whom the monastery was named after. Regrettably, Alexandra Monastery is closed to non-order members at the moment, given recent troubles. But perhaps Seer Wiley can give us an estimation of its reopening.
Oh, certainly. According to my calculations, the monastery will be accessible to certain members of the public shortly.
Haha, good news indeed. Oh, you really must visit. The observatory is a true sight to behold.
Thanks.
A statistically significant number of
Speak to Abbot
scientists
Newell
agree
if you...
Welcome back. Anything I can do to assist you?
help your food
I was hoping you could enlighten me about something.
Illuminating the path to true erudition is an abbot's moral duty.
Tell me more
Whatever
about
I
the
can tell
cultists you
I
mentioned
will.
before.
Rift worshippers spouting inane theories. They began showing up prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate. Always No updates on anything I can do to assist you?
About things I was working on.
Yes, what have you discovered?
Alright.
Welcome. Anything I can do to assist you?
I have some questions about the situation in the Matriarchy and Mercy.
Oh, of course. What would you like to discuss?
I would like to know what you're doing to improve the situation of the refugees.
Apart from providing them sustenance, shelter, and scientific ministry, you mean?
I thought the order was about elevating humanity. Nothing about this screams elevated.
Need I remind you, Arcadia is at war. This is what war looks like, I'm afraid. The Order is operating within a very reasonable framework to provide as much aid as it can.
Let's look at the interpretation
You have a whole
of
monastery right up
chance.
there. Why don't you take advantage of this
If one is
space?
the
Alexandra Monastery is a place of sacred study, advancing our understanding of the plan. We cannot jeopardize that vital work all for the comfort of a few. I haven't the wish to debate you on this any further. Please, let us move on to less controversial topics.
With complete information,
Okay.
there can be no chance, only outcome. Complete information yields perfect predictions, 100% accuracy, known outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the Order for
If you behold that new
grasp.
rifle up at the monastery,
We need to help the folk get opportunity, Commander. Void the abbot. He's more concerned with exonerating his own than with making things right.
I'd give my tenure for an hour along with it and a mantisaur too.
Hope you appreciated how I bit my tongue back there with the abbot. Didn't want things to come to blows with civilians in the crossfire. Full of excuses for the attack, wasn't he? Could be that he's sincere, or could be that he has his hands so full with keeping his community from falling apart that he missed a memo or two. Either way, I'm willing to stay my hand until we know the truth. If it were my folk buried under the rubble, if Ortiz was among them, I'd want to know for certain before acting. Besides, ain't nobody around here better suited for investigating than we are.
Which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of
Does the truth matter? It won't bring back the dead.
Sure won't, but it could be the difference between an all-out conflict and a strategic reparation. I know which one I prefer. While we're at it playing detective, we need to scope out opportunity. If there are any survivors, we ought to help, however we're able. I can only hope they had warning enough to run for cover. If they didn't, well, there's only so much basic training can prepare you for.
Of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not enough. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to...
Well, that's right there.
Thank you, Commander. We should move on, unless you've got something for me.
Help us know. Contribute any and all.
How personal are we talking?
To our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the archive.
I want to discuss about the Earth Directorate.
Yeah, figured you might. I want to say up front that I got nothing against you or your crew. Ain't one to judge the firearm by its plating. And so far, you ain't given me reason to doubt your character. But the Earth Directorate itself, it's got much to answer for.
Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local...
I won't deny that. Honestly, I'm just doing this job for the money.
Yeah? Then I reckon that explains the Earth Directorate's disregard for their own mission statement. The Earth Directorate swore a promise to every colony out there. That if you plea for help, help will come. Maybe not immediately, but you know, maybe sometime this decade. But that's all a heap of shit. You know how many of us in Tau Ceti tried to send messages? And when that didn't work, how we begged the stars for the Earth Directorate to save us? They never responded. Never showed up. Not when I was a child, certainly not by the time Auntie's Choice came around. You ask me, you're selling folk a lie.
We did our best. There's only so many agents to go around.
I get that. There are a lot of folk out there with grievances, but we waited decades, Commander. There's being stretched too thin, and then there's just not caring. Look, I ain't holding you to account for the Earth Directorate's ills. No more than anyone would hold me to those of Auntie's Choice. We're our own people. No matter how often I'm hit in the face with that fact, with you, with Ethel, it's rather easy to forget at times. But talking through this reminds me. And I appreciate it, Commander.
Glad we talked. I don't want our affiliations to come between us.
Nor do I. Fine by me.
You think about your graph. What if Doc Tinsley expertise isn't enough?
If this new graft fails, you mean? Then I keep pushing forward till I can't anymore. You didn't see me when I first got out of surgery and came to Paradise Island. The fact that you and I met at all is a testament to Doc's skill. But suppose if her treatment doesn't stick, then maybe it's my time to go. You can only cheat death so many times. You know that as well as I do.
You must really admire Doc Tinsley.
I owe Doc more than I could say. She helped me without even asking for payment or a favor up front. I never would have thought folk like her existed out here. She reminds me of the folk I had back home in Tauceti. Generous despite everything. The thought gave me comfort when I first sat in her chair, barely able to walk without help. I'd rather not dwell on those moments, if it's all the same to you. What matters is the here and now. Fine by me?
Sure hope Val isn't missing us something. Anyway, need something, Commander? Oh yeah? What's needling you?
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band.
My time is yours. Farewell.
The informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. Hello, students. Ponder this dilemma. What happened? One of our transport pods en route from Zeranium Manufactory 7
Administrant Agrawal. Here to finally hash this out, are you? Thought this day would never come.
Yes, well, our esteemed outsider here has agreed to thoroughly appraise our situation, in the hope that we may finally close the book on the exclusion zone once and for all.
They say you asked around. Listen to folks. That's a good start, at least.
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate cognition.
I'm not really fully convinced I'm in the position, but I'll try anything once.
Well, we tried to work things out on our own. Look where that got us.
Mediator, I leave the fate of the exclusion zone in your capable hands.
All right. I'd like to discuss about what I found about the Order side.
Speak on then.
Rolo Nas taught me a bit about the Order's prediction and their usefulness.
Did he also happen to mention they were needlessly oblique and vague?
Rolo seemed convinced that they should be followed. Actually, he said they aren't always accurate, but he was too scared to ignore them. Seems like the Order wastes a lot of time and energy on them.
But our predictions are given to inform and protect, not to frighten. Forgive me. I do not mean to disrupt.
I spoke to Vicar Orendy about her support for the displaced.
You mean that missionary type who's always talking at everybody instead of to them?
No need for fear. The concept isn't very scary. Complexity.
She means well. Complex mathematics can be useful, even to the displaced.
Mathematics is the hidden language of the universe, which unites us all. The closer we come to understanding it, the closer we come to true understanding.
I haven't heard that much sugarcoating outside of an anti-suppository ad. But fine. Whatever you say.
Provisioner Plotnik informed me about the Order's efforts.
You actually got the Provisioner to give you the time of day. Huh.
Ah, yes. I sometimes forget Provisioner Plotnik is also assigned to minding the displaced's needs. Her role is largely proactive, while mine is reactive.
Complexity is partially imaginary. No need for fear. The concept isn't very
Provisioner seems committed to ensuring the displaced want for nothing. Provisioner's work is highly valued. She's a credit to the Order.
I'm appreciative of you all getting us food and medicine, but she needs backup.
I suppose I'll take it under advisement.
Let's talk about the displaced and their perspective.
I'm all ears, Mediator.
You heard about this business at the Sub Rosa alteration?
The what now?
When grievances between the displaced approach fisticuffs, we hire Sub Rosa hooligans to duke things out for us.
That is unquantifiably absurd. And I don't see how moving into the exclusion zone will help.
Overcrowding lead to frustration. Minor issues get amplified in unproductive ways. Yeah, I mean, that's completely true.
Unproductive is one thing. Paid Donnybrooks with surrogate fighters is... well, I'm at a loss for an applicative metaphor to describe it.
I spoke to the camp doctor about the health situation there.
I understand he is rather short-handed.
Yeah. Someone should get right on that, huh? Anyhow, what was the good doctor's diagnosis?
He has meds to treat sickness, but he can't cure overcrowding.
At Auntie's Choice, we'd view this from a lens of how sickness undercuts productivity.
That is indeed unfortunate, but the dangers predicted for the exclusion zone may outweigh these concerns.
I found evidence of a collapsed structure.
Collapsed? But we built Matriarch's Mercy to optimize comfort and safety.
I'm guessing you're saying this wasn't an official structure, more of a hastily assembled, precariously built shanty.
Tears known as rifts
Hmm.
are lethal to pedestrian traffic. They also attract bloodthirsty zealots. Said zealots are equally lethal to pedestrian traffic. If you must operate
The fault lies with the displaced. They should make better use of their resources.
Aren't you just proving my point? We haven't got the resources, but that's your call, not mine.
By my calculations, you've explored this topic from every conceivable angle. Admirable work, Mediator. What is your decision?
Further beneficial content soon follows. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
I wrote for the displaced. Their needs outweigh the danger. The exclusion zone is theirs.
Well, if this is the fate that was augured, then I will not complain. Though it goes against my very nature. Please, be safe. That's all I ask.
Not to worry, Administrant. The exclusion zone is our problem now. Here. You stay out of trouble. We'll try and do the same.
No reason to reason with you.
Thanks again, stranger. The Order won't scare us off that easily.
Yes. Just hope we've done the right thing.
Where do we go now?
Okay, I think I remember the taxidermist.
How do you do, stranger? Always nice to see a friendly face around Matriarch's Mercy. Though it's a pity I can't lend more aid to our downtrodden collective. I'm just a humble taxidermist.
You're a taxidermist? How much do you know about suturing wounds and attaching limbs?
More than whoever butchered your friend. Do you need any touch-ups on that appendage?
Not unless you think a pair of glass eyes and glued-on antlers will help. Sorry.
But something tells me you didn't come to talk shop. What's this about, Agent? Am I in trouble?
Just the opposite. I'm recruiting to assist a doctor in Matriarch's Mercy.
What? Me? No. Listen, friend. A little skill with needle and thread does not make me a qualified medical professional.
Trust me, they'll let anyone handle a scalpel.
Am I supposed to find that encouraging? Have it your way, then. I know when I'm being voluntold. But you better make it worth my while. Before I agree to anything, I need sprat corpses. Several. And no victims of violence, please. My art depends on the quality of the sleeve.
Stop calling them sleeve and you got a deal.
The term is industry standard. And a taxidermist without standards is never a pretty sight. I used to source all of my sprats from a local trapper, Frankie Billings. No idea if she's still in business. Word has it she's out north in Auntie's Choice territory, so watch yourself.
I'll come back.
Fresh being the operative word. My thanks, stranger.
I think I'm gonna vomit. I'll try not to sneeze on you, but
Good
no
news. Here's your
promises.
medicine.
Law, finally. Real relief for my fake symptoms. Let's see it then.
How much do you really want this? Because I might need it more.
Now that you mention it, you do seem to be of a genuine sickly disposition. Here, buy your own medicine. This one's mine. Besides, I'm guessing you need something stronger for whatever it is you've got. You have my gratitude, stranger.
Broadcasting cognitive resonance across Arcadia, this is Grand Plan Wireless.
Okay.
Questions, questions, questions. Today we have 3 questions for our youth-adjacent layperson liaison.
I remember this place before the war.
In this installment of
Functioning
Ask
from
the
a
Vicar.
keep your behavior
First up is
separate
a trilogy of
parameters.
queries. I am currently working as a statistical analyzer, but I feel I've missed my calling as an analytical statistician. How might I switch careers?
I receive such queries regularly. Based on a method known as merged spine interpolation, one solution would be to engage in both professions. Just be careful to avoid Runge's phenomenon of convergent oscillation. But of course, you already know how to circumvent such a simple polynomial degeneracy. Good luck. Lost speed.
Second query, should I have another offspring? I already have 2 of them.
Autodoc compression coil?
Mathematics than I can perform in the moment, but here's a general calculation based on the desired procreation rate of 2.3 offspring per couple. Calculate the sum of the children in the first 5 couples that live to your left, and add to it the sum of the children in the first 5 couples that live to your right. If this total sum is less than 23, you should have another child. If the sum is greater than 23, you should not have another child. If the sum is exactly 23, you should move to a new neighborhood and repeat the experiment. Next query.
Final question for the vicar. Do these pantaloons make my posterior look overly substantial?
No, those pantaloons do not appear
What?
as a term in the antecedent of that statement.
Excuse me?
Instead, other terms are leading to the validity of that assertion. Thank you for listening.
What happens next may surprise you, but not us. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Commander, you got a minute to talk? I got some thoughts on this situation with the refugees.
What's on your mind?
The number of folks seeking refuge from the war is, well, it's beyond what I expected. And beyond what the Order is capable of handling, seems like. Andes may not be faring much better here, but we could at least find enough work for these folk to buy some food.
The abbot is doing his best and not making the refugee earn his help.
You sure? He seems more concerned with the Order's reputation than anything else. It's a tough situation, that's all I'm saying. But if the Order can't even manage tens of folk at their doorstep, they ain't gonna manage much better should they win the war.
You're right. Let's ask these refugees if they prefer free food or having to work for it.
But nothing's ever really free, is it? I went through this myself when Anti's Choice took over Tau Ceti. It took time to secure the merger, but once they did, we folk got the help we needed real quick. And all they wanted in return was the signing of an employment contract. Now, I ain't seeing any contracts in Matriarch's mercy. So what is the Order actually gaining by doing this?
You know Auntie's Choice was wrong to offer you that deal, right?
Don't see how it's wrong if it benefited the both of us. Anyhow, if the Order is in fact helping these folk with no hidden aims, then, well, I'll be the first to admit that there might just be merit in what they're selling. Appreciate you hearing me out.
Mm-hmm. No problem. Okay. You know, we're gonna go back to there, and then we're gonna take the road all the way over to that, right? Over there.
Got my lamps on an unfront.
I get the sense you ain't too fond of Auntie's choice. Any reason why?
Maybe on account of them being a giant, malignant corporate entity. Reminds me of the one I grew up under. And that ain't a compliment.
I grew up under a corporation like Auntie's too, Niles. You ain't the only one with a sob story.
Then you might ought to know better than to throw in with Annie's. They're just like those bit-pinching bastards on Triangulum. If the Earth Directorate hadn't stepped in...
Well, there you have it. The Earth Directorate saved you, huh? Sure as shit didn't save us.
No, suppose not. But you've got choices now. Time for excuses is past.
Don't you look down your nose at me. Any sane folk would throw their lot in with the ones who help them, not those who deliberately look the other way. How's your own loyalty to the Earth Directorate treated you all this time? I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Is that the end of that conversation? The debate here is cool, but it could be so much more. Like, her view, is so distorted that, and it's so easily broken by debate too. Like, the Earth Directorate, we literally have no communication. They probably think we're dead. So that's their excuse. And she says that, oh, we ignored their pleas for help. Well, the Earth Directorate ignored the pleas for help. She has no evidence to back that up. It's just because no one showed up for 10 years. And what? Are we supposed to just believe that because no one showed up for 10 years that they're ignored? No, probably not. You know, they could be short on staff. They could have been deemed that this is not something that is worth to dedicate our time on. And you know, that sucks. But, you know, resource allocation is a thing. And yes, sometimes it's for 10 years.
ready.
Freaking goddamn recoil. Oh yeah, this gun it's basically always have a silencer on it now because of that perk. So good. There's a building there. Before we go across this bridge, this thing right here, I want to go explore this area around it first.
My apologies. My work requires a rather high amount of focus, and as such, I'm unable to engage in idle chatter. My apologies. My work requires a rather high amount of focus, and as such, I'm unable to engage in idle chatter.
What is with the anomalous behavior?
Architect, I hope this does not turn back into an active war.
Gadget max energy.
This is the Order's anti-air control center. You don't have specific business here? Kindly keep moving.
Anti-air control. Okay. So technically we could have gone all the way over there. Again, we don't really want to do that. Yeah. Let's just go here, investigate the Xyranthium manufactory, because that seems to be like a an isolated area. We could have doubled our magazine size. What was the perk that increases magazine size? Oh, it increases magazine size, but like if we ever empty our magazine, we do 25% less damage. Yeah, no. Increased by 50%, but 25 less damage whenever it reloads. I mean, whenever we accidentally empty our magazine. I don't like that because there's bound to be weapons that only have one bullet in it. Ooh, level up. Sweet.
Hello? Someone there?
Medical sneak gun. Ninja. Oh. So the worse our faction reputation, the more damage we do. That's pretty insane. Bullet shield's pretty good too. Damage with modded weapons. Point blank.
Yes? Did the missive not play, or was it garbled in some way? Are you somehow struggling with coherence? If so, to be clear, Zerania Manufactory 7 presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors.
I have a writ of investigatory inquiry from the Abbot Newell. Open up.
Wait, you have a writ? From the Abbot? But we don't have any means of... yes, they said they have a... yes, sir.
This is Factor Métadier. Am I to understand you have orders from the Abbot? Quite convenient for you. I have no way of verifying without allowing you entry. Very well. Come inside and we'll see this sorted. Building on the left.
Yes, right over here. You're not getting down below until you talk to me. So, the Abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Wait, is that an Auntie's Choice enhanced soldier with you? Oh, I see what this is. Stay back. We have no desire to escalate things further. Don't do something you'll regret.
We want answers, not a fight. And if indeed there's any retribution to be had, it won't be by my hand. Tell him, Commander.
I'm on a first name basis with the presiding bishop and abbot. Remember that.
All within the order are equal parts of the equation. It is functionally useless to imply greater influence. Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the Abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route, but fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable. As soon as I've seen to securing the facility, I'll be along straight away.
Who do you know who's to blame for the attack?
We have a working hypothesis about who is responsible. Initial evidence looks rather conclusive. And we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below, which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufactory operations.
People always underestimate us menials.
Your supposition, although grammatically dubious, is statistically correct. It is an error I will guard against making further. Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below. A move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions.
So far, everything sounds suspicious. Anything else go terribly wrong?
No, thankfully. Not yet, at any rate. Architect willing, that will be the last of it. Now, you'd best speak with our proctor. I admit I'm to a reasonable degree pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results. May fate and fortune converge.
It evidently originated here. Transport pod full of Zeranium. Blue outpost opportunity to naught but tinges and flinders.
Wait, so has it been classified as an accident? Or an attack?
What I'd like to know is why our illustrious seer provided 0 points beforehand. The proctor's a low-functioning functionary at best. I mean, just look at this mess. That explosion.
Well, running a manufactory must require extraordinary, fastidiousness.
Little good that's doing us now. Little good that'll do us. What are you doing up here? How did you get past the gate?
Factor Mitidier cleared me.
Forgive me. All this business with the lockdown puts one on edge.
Is this where the cargo pod used in the attack was launched? Can you tell me what happened?
Everything appeared routine at the time. We launch transport pods into space regularly. They get collected. The Zeranium we refine here is used for power. It wasn't until we heard the explosion that anyone knew anything out of the ordinary had happened. I ran a systems audit on the launch sequence afterwards. Just finished constructing a report on my findings, actually, if you'd like to hear it.
I would. I want a complete report in excruciating detail.
Anomalous event caused by unknown factors. Transport pod M7, containing a full hold of refined Zeranium, bound for orbital platform Z9, received a priority reroute command.
Yeah.
Latitude and longitude coordinates corresponded to the Anti's choice facility known as Outpost Opportunity.
Oh.
Altitude, however, matched 1,000 meters below sea level.
Oh, I see what happened there. Okay. Who launched it?
A low-ranking scientician. Been here for years. Presumably, she's below in operations. Regrettably, that is all I know. Now, if you'll excuse me.
So the coordinates are exactly above that space, but someone accidentally put a negative in front of the 1,000. I guarantee that's what happened. I mean, mistakes happen, you know? Oh, I was like, what happened to my sound? But it's actually a loading screen.
Initiate Alva, stand down. Relinquish control of this facility immediately.
Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this.
You have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Wait, is this being broadcast?
I have no idea how this audio doodad works.
Mhm.
You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda. Are you sure you didn't do something?
I demand your unconditional surrender and...
Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
Detoxification initiated. System reset once her name took over.
Ah, yes, of course. Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, might have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party.
You mean Initiator Alva?
A low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. But I'm now realizing how little we actually know about her. A spy or turncoat, no doubt. A sleeper agent from one of those secret enemy programs you're always hearing about.
It's a wonder they call them secret anymore. So, what does covert operative do?
Within a beat of us hearing of the attack, Alva seized command of the system and locked herself in the control center. She then forcefully repelled several attempts to extricate her. 2 are dead already. Poor Jacobs lost a hand trying to pry free the outer doors. Why, she could destroy this entire place at any moment from in there. I implore you to stop her before she does so. I fear violence may be our only recourse.
You were arguing earlier. What about?
Fervent professements of innocence, mostly. You know, exactly what you'd expect a secret traitress to claim. Dramatic attestations that grew quite animated. I suppose spies must build up a flair for histrionics. What with all that hiding their identities and all. Then bursting forth like a pent-up arachnid. At any rate, I have work to do, and you have a saboteur to eliminate, yes?
I probably need to investigate before murdering anyone.
Whatever for. We've already established her guilt. Failed to see the use, frankly. I suppose some limited nosing about before dispatching her wouldn't hurt. Presuming she doesn't kill us all in the meantime. I'll be in my office. Let me know once she's no longer a problem.
Yeah, I don't like her. She seems sus. Like she's pinning all the blame on this one girl. I guarantee we come out of there.
I suppose I could spare 0.004% of my daily cycle to say hello.
We're still in lockdown, so I take it you haven't shot the traitor yet.
All right, only a matter of time.
Failed to see the point, but if you must.
I gotta investigate, okay? That's why I'm here.
Now, this is important. Would you describe the arachnid's commissary as slavering when it attacked? How much this...
Look closely.
Viscous fluid, would you...
What? Oh my god. I get one chance.
I don't know anything about the fluid's volume. Thing attacked. I shot it. There's goo all over the spot it emerged.
What, there was the other one that has the basically the same thing as that, but I got multiple chances to. Fine, always pick the one with skills. So annoying when the game does that.
Dead as Pythagoras. No one's been inside operations.
Of course, she's hiding someplace. But you think those two exemplars just fell wrong? They're hardly prone to involuntary self-injury. Alba's been here for how many years? I never noticed her. Just blended in with the scenery somehow.
Investigator?
Elysium Moon Praetor is as fascinating to the mind as it is mortiferous to the body.
Okay, the over here looks like way more complex.
Who I have been reliably informed has everything well in hand. I humbly return you now to the previously scheduled program.